who is the number one team in the country right now? And I don't mean by the AP poll, because we can look at it, the AP poll, Oregon is the number one team in the country. And I think they have to be by process elimination, right? By what we've seen so far. The only team without a loss, they had a great win against a top 5 team. Obviously, based on prerequisites of preseason AP poll, which we shouldn't even have, by the way, because it completely makes bias happen. But they should be the number one team in the country based off that. But are they really the number one team in the country? I think the answer is no. This is kind of like an AP poll review here. I think Georgia's the number one team in the country. I think the best team in the SEC should be the 1 seed in the college football playoffs. And I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen because I think this SEC might beat each other up a little bit. They're already doing it. We saw Bama beat Georgia, but then Georgia beat Texas, but Bama lost to Vanderbilt. They're beating each other up, right? Which only diminishes the conference in the eyes of the committee, right? Which is a really weird concept to grasp, but it does happen repetitively in college football. I don't know if Oregon's the number one team in the country. I don't even know if they're number 2 team in the country. I would argue Ohio State are still a better team than this team, and Oregon fans are going to hate that, right? Which is really weird because last year, Washington beat Oregon at home in a very close game, and everyone was still power rating Oregon ahead of them. And Oregon fans were all over that. They were like, yeah, we should be power rated ahead of that. And now they beat Ohio State at home in a close game, and Ohio State's still being power rated ahead of them, and they are completely disagreeing with that fact. That is a very ironic idea there. So when we look at this, I think Ohio State's still power rated ahead because on a neutral field, they would still be favored. I think if that game was a neutral field, they probably beat Oregon. I think they low-key played better than Oregon. You could argue they should have won against Oregon if Will Howard just slid 1 second earlier. This is why I don't like the expanded playoffs. This is the only reason. Otherwise, I do love it. I think it's great for the game. I think it's great for the sport. This is the reason why I don't like it. Because if you were to ask the committee to sit down right now and take the top 4 teams, I think they would have Oregon, Georgia, Ohio State, and Texas. I think that would be their 4. And probably in that order, too. I think we would have Oregon and Texas on one side and Georgia, Ohio State on the other. And that would probably be the final 4. And if we make a bracket right now of the 12 teams, I think at the end of the day, the 4 teams we're going to have left are those 4 teams. Whether you think Oregon's a 2 seed or Ohio State's a 2 seed, whether you think Texas is the 1 seed or the 5 seed, like whatever order you have these teams, at the end of the day, those are the 4 teams we're going to come down to. And how much you want to bet when we get to the end of the season, we get to the college football semifinals, we're going to say these are the 4 teams we would have had if we just had 4-team playoff. And everyone's going to look at themselves and go, do we really need this? Do we really want this? Do we want more? Because now the question is always going to be more. I think we're going to get more because I could see a world where we have one spot left. And we have an 11-1 Indiana, a 10-2 Notre Dame, and a 9-3 Alabama. And the committee has to make that decision on what team gets that final spot. Good luck, committee. Because people are going to be mad, people are going to be angry, people are going to be throwing chairs all over that. That's going to be crazy crybaby fan bases, whatever the outcome of that is going to be. Ultimately, what I'm saying here is I think Georgia is the number 1 team in the country, not Oregon. And I think I keep coming back to this one key point. If you watch all my college football videos, I keep coming back to this one key point that Georgia has an experienced quarterback in the system. In the system. Since 2001, 2 quarterbacks have won and transferred in and won the national championship that first year transfer in. And one of those years it was Cam Newton, who was probably the best quarterback in the country. Dylan Gabriel's not the best quarterback in the country. Will Howard's not the best quarterback in the country. I think those teams that have that quarterback with a little bit of experience get a boost. And all those teams are SEC teams. And they're all beating each other up. They look down, more down this year just because there's not a one big 1A, 1B, 1A kind of team in the SEC. They're all beating each other up, but they're all good. And I don't know if Oregon and Ohio State are on that level. Just yet. I would still have Georgia, number 1 team in the country. Ohio State would still be 2 for me. I still think those are going to be the 1 and 2 seeds right now for the college football playoffs. My name's Josh Wissey, ultimately. Please hit the subscribe button. You guys have been I'm loving the comments on some of these recent videos. Making my day. Thank you. My name's Joshua C. I got more coming here. Thank you.